I'm used to superstars walking in the room and I feel like I got out of bed and didn't put any thought into my outfit whatsoever, but Channel Trez just showed me the fuck out this morning. Bro, you look amazing. Amazing.
That's good.
Yeah, well, it's part of the job, mate.
Thank you.
Brother.
It's part of the job.
That do-rag is angelic.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. I'll just be trying on stuff at the house.
With the shaft coat, too?
You know.
Come on, man. Yeah.
Oh man, you know what? We've never really talked about the fashion side of it, and yet you really lean in a beautiful way. It's obviously a big part of the whole creative 360 for you. Is like, playing around with this and figuring out how you want to show up and how you want to change. What mood do we find you in sartorially right now, Channel Trez?
I don't know. I feel like I was just watching Jackie Brown last night. I just feel like I'm in a Quentin Tarantino film, walking around, listening to the Delphonics and Bloodstone or something. That's how I feel.
That's such an incredible film.
Yeah.
That's an amazing film.
Underrated Tarantino film.
It is actually kind of underrated because it was on such a run. Yeah. He was on such a run at that point, but it is amazing.
Well, it has all my neighborhoods in it, Carson, Hawthorne, Compton. So it's just really... It's like nostalgia for me. And I was in first grade when it came out, and I watched it that young too.
Wow, that's cool. So you're in a situation where you were allowed to go and watch things like it's funny as parents, you think you're going to be the most open-minded parents in the world, and then your parents come into your brain and start to give you these warning signs, and you have to push through them and be like, oh, they can handle it, they know what it's like. So your childhood, when you were kind of seeing movies like that, which deals with some pretty adult themes, looking back on that now, you feel like you were sort of right on time watching that?
Yeah, I think I'm an old soul. I've always been taught that. I was raised with my great-grandparents as well. So that's where the fashion comes into play and like some of the stuff. It was funny. It's funny growing up, I was like mad they would make me crease my pants and iron and shine my shoes and different things like that. But as I'm an adult now, I find myself doing those things and going back to those things and like picturing my great-grandmother like, she would like this coat, or my great-grandfather, he would like these shoes. He would like that I'm wearing slacks right now, So
that's amazing.
Kind of funny.
Yeah, that's cool. And I love the fact that even as a kid, they instilled in you this idea of making an effort of, if you're going to put something on, put it on the way it was supposed to be worn.
Yeah, it's like present yourself,
Yeah.
And I read the book by Andre Leon Talley, that gave me a appreciation for clothing and fashion and stuff like that. And there's this interview where he's saying something like they have ballets to go to, they have things to go to, they need clothes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like it just gives you a perspective on that.
Well, so if you're going to come out and put music out and you're going to move the room and move the people and create something that we apply to our life that makes us want to get dressed up and go out and have a good time.
Exactly.
You've got to lead by example.
Yeah, I'm trying to put the battery in your back, Yeah,
you do that. You do, and you've been doing that. One of the most beloved artists amongst your peer group, anyone who collaborates with you absolutely adores you and wants to keep collaborating with you and wants to take part in it. But focused on your own career right now once again and just doing your own thing. You're back with new music. We're excited. Where do we find you right now? What have you been working on? Give us some kind of framework as to how you're here right now talking to me and what the most recent journey has been like for you.
I think it started during the fires. I was working in the studio, and then I got all these calls, and I had to get my family and get us somewhere and stuff like that. And it just really, it was just a really interesting place to be in. And then, after that, after we came back, I was just like, man, I want to lock in. And then this song, Medicine, that came out today, this producer named Luke Solomon, he works with Honey Dijon. Yeah. He sent me the beat, and the title of the beat was like Pure Love. And it just like something just opened up in my heart, And I was just like, man, I just, there's nothing I can do for all these feelings I have or nothing but to accept them and just like let love be the anchor of everything I'm doing. And like love was always the anchor for music. I love the drums. I loved music. And music has always been like a medicine for me to get me out of maybe a dark mindset or to ease me while I'm going through something dark. You know what I'm saying? And explain things. And, music has always been there. And so I just wanted to make a love song for music, but also something that will get people moving and like try to put a smile on someone's face.
Bro,
You know,
job
kind of like
done.
an anthem,
Job
you know?
done. We're going to come back talking more about it in a second. But without further ado, it's minutes old. Belongs to everyone now, man. This music will live forever, long after we're gone, man. This is eternal now. It's called Medicine. It's exactly as the artist just described it. It's Channel Trez season right here. You already know.
100%.
100%. Channel Trez is with us right here. It's beautiful, man. We love you. We love the joy you bring to us with the music, but also always with a backstory, always with some depth and some layers. You know, if you want to dance to it, dance to it. One of the things I've always appreciated about you is that I'm watching the people dance and they're adopting it in the way you want them to. You know, it's like a good night out, a good time, a way to let it go. But I've also seen people in crowds that get emotional because of some of the depth that you put into your music as well. I feel like it's not enough ever for you just to move the crowd. There's got to be something about the truth of life in that music. Is that fair to say?
100%. Yeah. A lot of stories, a lot of things happen. You know what I'm saying? And just thankful for the gift of music to express some of those things. And I always have to put a little raunchiness in it because you know, you never want to get too preachy. You never want to do that. You want people to come to terms with their own things, you know, just like I had to, you know. Yeah. But it's just things could be so serious, so I just have to layer it with some you yin and yang.
You leave breadcrumbs for us too, which I love, that we can choose to go down or not. Let's talk about the feel of that record. That has a timeless sort of very early 80s kind of in the club where it's a safe space. You know, let me go in this windowless room where no one knows where any of us are because it's the only place we're safe. I mean, that's what club music really was and came from. It didn't come from a place of money and celebration. It came from a place of needing to go somewhere to let off some steam and feel safe because society didn't accept you. And you've really captured that, you know, in the feeling of it. When you heard that beat, how do you feel when you hear, especially because you're a producer, when someone says something to you and you know, okay, I get to be an artist, not just a producer artist, right? I get to lean into this beat and be Trez. How does that feel? What's the starting point for you?
It's different every time. This album, I've gotten better because I'm a producer first, and I was the one always coaching artists and like being that guy. And I think on this album, I let myself be an artist, you know? Like, I heard the beat. When I got the beat, I knew I was inspired by it. I put it in my notes app, and I just marked it. Yo, this is one. And I told Luke, I'm like, don't send this beat to nobody, you know? And I was just like, and I never really did stuff like that before.
By the way, it's one of the best messages you ever get from an artist as a producer is, keep this for me. It's like, all right.
Yeah, and I didn't know when I was going to get to it. And then I loved the beat so much that I was also afraid to mess it up. I didn't want to get on it and mess it up.
Ooh, that's interesting. And the only thing you can do when that happens is let it present itself. You can't force it.
No, just have to just do it, you know?
Trust.
So, and then we wrote the demo, me and Jesse St. John. And then once I let it sit for like a couple of weeks and then I heard it again and I'm like, oh, okay. Did it justice. And then I didn't realize when I first got the beat that it was a sample from Crystal Waters, 100%.
Yeah.
You know, it just slipped my mind.
That's why it's got that feeling. I talked about that idea.
But Jesse came in and he helped me pin the hook back to the middle and around again. If you don't party and bring a friend. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's a genius. I was like, because he already knew that was a sample, so he was already giving a shout out. Yeah. So the one thing I like about this record, it just kept revealing itself to me. And music, it can teach you history and different things. And it was just nice for me to be at the center of that with my own music, you know, and just being willing to learn and not coming in the door like I know everything.
Because you know so much at any given time. That's right. Look, I mean, I think we produce ourselves and engineer ourselves and release music ourselves because we don't have the options and the availability, resources. We haven't met our community even at times, perhaps. That's a possibility. And so you sort of like left to your own devices. But as and when you can, when you open the door and there are people waiting for you, why wouldn't you learn from them and work with them and collaborate with them? That's the dream.
Yeah, I think being a producer first, I learned the magic of like collaboration.
Yeah.
And, you know, don't get me wrong, I have certain things where I just got to do by myself, but, you know, But like, if it's something I'm trying to present to the world, sometimes I need people to come in and help me because this song is not for me. I made this song for you.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
You're
so like,
conduit.
let's make something for everyone.
How'd you gravitate towards dance music? Because there was a point, Black people in the Midwest, specifically our queer homies, they helped invent this music, and then we kind of got away from it. Or some people could say it was even snatched from us. And you being a younger brother, you are leading the forefront of people helping to kind of bring that energy back to it. What was your entry point to be like, you know what, I like this. Not only do I like it, how'd you find your people? How'd you decide you were going to dive into it the way you did to make a career out of it?
Moody, man. Mm-hmm. I watched this Red Bull interview he did. And the way he expressed music, he had a bottle of Hennessy and he had a black woman braiding his hair. And I found out he was from Watts and by way of Detroit. And I just seen myself. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay, like I don't have to just be like we have more figures outside of hip hop and rap. I love hip hop, but that's what I grew up on. But it was nice to see somebody with the hip hop kind of mentality doing dance music. And when I heard his music, I'm like, he still has the same mentality as me, but he's doing this, And I was just like, got it. I was like 23 years old. I was like,
that's what I always loved about the early days of house music too, because, being a younger person when that was happening, you got a sense, especially as you were discovering some of the other sounds of music, in particular coming from the Black community, that house music was soft. This idea of house music, club music is soft, like hip hop is hard.
Go to Detroit and tell them
100%.
Like,
and then you go back and you start hearing the stories about some of the people who were some of the purveyors of that and from the queer community, and they will beat your fucking ass if you say that.
They've had to fight their whole life, bruh.
100%. Yeah. So don't play. I wouldn't, and like, you watch, I was watching BMF on Stars, they canceled it, damn.
Damn, Meech.
But it'd be funny though, like some of the scenes, it'd be some straight techno shit and like niggas just riding, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, once I found that out, I was like, I'm good, like, because, I'm from Compton, I'm from the projects, I'm from all that, so I still have that mentality, and thank God I outgrown some of those things, to where I'm able to function and do better things. Yeah. But thank you, Kendrick. But it's nice to know in techno and house music that there's people making that they had that mindset.
Aren't you seeing the pendulum swing the other way though, where we're kind of getting back into the space, and yet again you helping lead the way with stuff like that, Kate Trinad as well, and like a million more other people I could name right now. But it seems like younger people specifically minorities, are like getting back into that dance music space.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I went on tour with Kay last year, and we had a great time, man. It was just nice to see all those people. We did the BMO. It was, but my favorite moments with him was just like the after parties and me and him going back to back, and like I'm looking at his USB like, yo, you got some shit, and then he looking at mine like, when I made Kay turn his head, I'm like, okay, cool, I got it.
And by the way, Kay's got one of the best stink faces you've ever seen in your life. When you make him do that thing with his eyebrow, and he puts his head on his shoulder up.
I'm like, yeah,
love it, man. Bringing the energy right here in the morning. I'm gonna step off the ledge and have a guess. I think you actually are a morning person now in your life. I feel like you've got morning energy.
How you know?
I just feel like you do. I just feel like you wake up and you look at the day as a gift, and you're not like, I'm gonna sleep through the morning. I think you're up. Are you up?
Yeah, I'm up.
I know you're
wake up around 5.
Yeah, same. I'm around 6. Between 5:30 and 6. Yeah.
I try to start drinking my water. Like, trying to do a gallon a day.
Oh, okay. We have the same thing.
So I wake up and 1 liter.
1 liter right by the bed every night. Wake up in the morning, knock that down before I do anything, right? Don't look at my phone for about 5 minutes. Just try to not do that.
Oh, I ain't got that far. I'd be on my phone.
Straight away. So, try to let my eyes get a little moisture in them before I start banging
I gotta have a little yin and yang. I gotta crash out a little bit. So I just go right to my phone and be like, what's going on? Yep. Cool.
Yep, the wheel's still burning. Fantastic.
Great. All right, now let me go have some tea.
What can I get out of you about this forthcoming album? What can you tell us? Because I know information is precious and you want to share it with your fans when you're ready. So I'm going to leave that as a blank canvas, and you have the paints, my friend. What do you want to tell us about this record?
It's marking another chapter. It's fun. I think that with each album I get better, so I'm expecting for it to be, I don't want to say better than the last, it's because it's its own thing, but I just gotten better,
Yeah.
But it's just gonna be a fun album. I think it's,
You are the collaborator of choice. Have you opened the door for other collaborators? You don't have to give us a list. Are you, being an artist on this record, less of a producer artist, gives you probably an opportunity, I'm guessing, to take a look at the framework of a song and think like, okay, there's other elements that other people can bring to this.
I collaborated. I mean, I think it's like one or two features.
Yeah.
Probably won't be listed as features because they're more so. I don't know. I was listening to. I watched something about David Bowie. I forgot what movie I watched, but it was so tight to me that he had Luther Vandross on BGVs.
I know.
You know, and I was like, okay.
I know.
Instead of like
people don't know that. Not
you
people
talking
know
about
that.
it?
I mentioned it on live radio a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So instead of utilizing some of my relationships just to get the name or the feature, I was like, what is this person good at? Why do I actually like them?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it have to be a trade? No.
Can you come do that for me?
Yeah.
You know? Like, and that's just how I approached it.
Yeah.
You know? So
Beautiful. What's been the prevailing sort of joyful lesson you've learned from relinquishing some of the sort of complete responsibility of start to finish creative work and actually just being Channel Trez, the superstar we see on stage and in videos and in photos and whatever, and not having to be the producer this time? What have you taken from that experience?
I'm still producing. I think that I like working with people that are just really good at what they do. So that, and then I also give the people around me like freedom. Like, yo, if you hear something, just do it and send me a version of what you're doing, so I can like see if I like it. You know, but a lot of my collaboration and some of that relinquishing that work starts over tea. You know, like, yo, let's go hang out and go do this. Like, let's go, take a walk, or like, let's just talk on the phone, because you're going to get to know me instinctively, and you're going to get to know what I like by just hanging out with me.
That's one of the things I really appreciated about meeting you face to face for the first time, was that kind of like moody, mysterious Channel Trez just kind of evaporated pretty quickly, and you strike, and you are, I don't want to ruin your mystique, but you are just a really curious, personable human. You're interested. I mean, the first thing he said to me when we came in, not to blow up your spot, but how's your family? Because you met my family in New Zealand. You asked me that question. You're a genuinely kind human being. I mean, I can say that was.
I was raised by my great grandparents. They from the South.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I went to college in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So I have I'm from Compton, but I have just some hospitality, Southern hospitality within me, and I look at people as people. You know what I'm saying? And thank God this music is magical and we get to do this, but how are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, but then see him on stage, he's also bad, man. He's bad on stage, bro. You're bad on stage.
And it wouldn't work if I was bad, if I was tight on stage and I'm this mystique person, whatever. It wouldn't work if I was just like that 100%. It just wouldn't work, because then you wouldn't like me.
One of one, man. One of one. And Eddie rightfully pointed out something that's probably a little ahead of schedule. And it's tricky when people start talking about influence, especially when you're still being influenced and still figuring out what your journey is. You've got a whole life of music to make. I mean, can I ask how old you are, bro? Like, you're not that old, right? I mean, you're like, what?
It's funny you asked me that, because I was listening to some interviews last night, and Prince would say, don't ever go by your age.
Good.
Know?
Okay, so don't answer that question.
No, I'm going to answer it.
Right.
I have the time I have is 34.
Wow, that's great. The time you have. I love the way you put that, man.
But I'm not old.
No,
you're young.
No, dude.
It's young.
And by the way, let's remove any even potential social justification around that number. You are young. You have so much music to make. That's the point I'm trying to make. You have so many albums and so many songs and so many projects and films and whatever you want to do. What else do you want to do outside of just music? I mean, on the screen, forget about it.
Yeah, I would. I took some improv classes last year, and then
Did you like it?
I loved it. Improv just taught me, like, don't take yourself too seriously. And like allow that child in you to come out and do some funny shit.
You got to commit. If there's any self-consciousness in that situation, unless it's required for the role, is like,
it's just yes and. It's like no no's in improv, So
What made you take an improv class?
I've been sober for about 4 years, and then I just felt like I lost a little of my twang, what I'm saying?
Look, I've been sober for 9 years. I get it.
Yeah, I was just
I'm a boringer version of I'm better, but I feel boringer, kind of. If that's a word, which it isn't.
So you get it. Yeah, I was just I felt a little just, and like, what drinking used to do, it would just get me out of that, because I grew up very religious. So drinking would just make me like, a little gutter than like I would usually be. So I just had to do something like that, like improv to just get me out of that. Like, I didn't want to become this like monk. I was like, dude, I got to go like do something and laugh.
Bro, I love it, man. I love it. I love it. This means so much beautiful sort of like sharing of information, even just in the last like 30 minutes we've been hanging out. You've taken us through parts of your life and things I didn't know, and I know you're getting to know you better. Right through to this idea of like self-awareness, to the point of like, hey, I do like that side of myself, but I don't want to have to lean into a crutch in order to achieve it. What else can access that? That's cool, man. People should take that today and use that in their life. There's other ways to access that. Channel Trez, you're a real one. I cannot wait for this album. You come see us again when it's ready.
Yeah, please. I would love to have a detailed conversation about it when it reveals itself.
Let's do that. Channel Trez, everybody.
Yeah.
Amazing, bro. You are really brilliant, bro. I love you to bits. Thanks for coming in.
Appreciate you.